Hello, everyone. So we have an interview today with representative from company AVASK. And this is our prior conference interview with our speakers. So you can find out a little bit more about the area of expertise and also find out a little bit more what they will be presenting at the conference. So we are talking about the Know-How Conference, which will be in Poland, in Warsaw, 24th and 25th of April. And the name of this conference is Know-How. The reason for it is because we want to deliver practical stuff. We want to make sure that every presentation, every speech from our speakers will be giving you a real tips and real knowledge and practical stuff for you to implement into your business and expand your business. So today, as I mentioned, a representative from company AVASK, Natalia Ignacz Finerty, who is a business development manager at AVASK. She's specializing in international tax, VAT, but the whole AVASK is in general specializing in VAT services, tax services, compliance, import, export. So the whole complex of expansion and making sure that you are compliant. And Natalia is a specialist in this field. First of all, she's specializing and have a background in international and VAT, but also her studies and her strong experience in working with clients. So like I said, we are putting lots of effort into practical aspect of this conference, and Natalia is actually working on real life examples on daily basis. She is working with clients, so she goes through every single case on herself, like with client directly on her own, so she can advise you on practical stuff during the conference. So that's just a little bit of introduction from myself. Natalia, welcome. I'm really happy to have you on board, and I'm really happy you are taking part in this interview. I did a little bit of introduction, but maybe you can also say something about yourself in your own words.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction. As you mentioned, our main topic that we discuss with clients on a daily basis is the complexities of VAT, how to expand into other markets, and what that entails for the clients to actually take into consideration. VAT is one of the first things that they need to consider before they can expand. So it's something that we really want to focus on before the expansion. They come to AVASK right at the beginning of their journey. We help them, we explain the complexities. We try and simplify it because I know it's a difficult topic. There's so many regulations that we try and simplify it. And once they have all this information, then they can expand into other markets and make more sales, get more customers. So that's our goal. That's what we try and do. In specific, in the business development department, which I'm in, we try and help the sellers. That's our main goal. And by attending this event, hopefully we can give you all the knowledge that you need to expand and continue selling.
Thank you so much for that, Natalia. It's something extremely important that you mentioned. First of all, they have to come to you before the expansion. Otherwise, it's not possible. They just won't be able to expand. And another important aspect, simplifying that, because it can be overwhelming for people when it comes to reading all the requirements. I know when I'm teaching people on how to sell on Amazon, and sometimes it is overwhelming for me. So I go to AVASK, I ask questions. Obviously, we are partnering with AVASK, and you guys help us a lot to simplify things and understand. So I'm glad you mentioned those two important aspects because they are crucial for all the e-commerce sellers. So talking about the industrial aspects, I have a few questions for you. So the first question is, what are the biggest challenges and opportunities in your area of expertise today?
So I guess the biggest challenge that we have, and we encounter this all the time, is the ever-changing complexities of expanding. It's not one set way of doing it, with different regulations coming into place, different presidencies coming into place. Everything changes, and keeping up to date with those things is difficult. So that would be the most challenging thing that our customers always tell us. It's how to keep up with these kind of changes. Our answer be just keep in touch with someone like AVASK, keep in touch with people in the industry to make sure that you are up to date with these things. And just by having that conversation, attending events like this one, you will actually learn the challenges and the difficulties and the changes, and using all that information, then you can adapt to the changing environment of e-commerce, and then you can use it to your benefit.
Excellent, thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that, because sometimes your business seems to be nice and steady, and then the change of president, recent thing, is like, whoa,
Mixes everything up. Yeah.
everyone is just like, now, what is going to happen? So this is a good point, especially will be a good point for the conference. So another question regarding the conference, what are the key tips and takeaways that attendees can expect from your presentation at the conference?
Yeah, perfect. So we'll be talking about expansion, and we will touch on what you need to expand, what VAT means, what customs means, everything that we focus on. But apart from that, I really wanted to focus on how to do it efficiently and also low cost. So there are ways that you can expand and save money, which is a lot of things that people don't speak about. And we always talk about expanding, how to get into new markets, how to do it properly. But what if you could do it and also save money? So that's going to be the key takeaway of the presentation. If you're attending, it'd be great for you to come to the speech, because we do want to show you how to expand, cut costs, save money, focus on the expansion, and then you have that revenue to then spend on marketing, on PPC, on everything else. Expansion doesn't have to be expensive. So that will be the biggest takeaway.
I love it. I can't wait for your speech, because sometimes it's so much to do and it's costing a lot of money. So I'm really glad you've mentioned that. And considering your speech and your presence at the conference, I also want to mention, so everyone is aware, you will be at the stage, you will be taking part in the expert roundtables, there will be different discussions and so on, but obviously there will be lots of people who will have questions to you. So in case they don't get a chance to ask question at the end of your presentation, you will have your stand there, and they can always come and talk to you and to your colleagues. So people don't need to be worried that they will not be able to speak to yourself. There will be plenty of opportunities to come and speak to you. Especially we'll have plenty of time for networking, and everyone will be there from AVASK to help. I know there's quite a lot of people coming, so it's a peace of mind for people that they will have opportunity to sit down and consult things with you. And looking ahead to the next year, what are important things e-commerce sellers should focus on?
If we need to think of important things, my biggest one would be keeping up with change. As we mentioned at the beginning, this is also the biggest challenge, but it's also the biggest thing to consider. So keep up with change. And with change also comes optimizing the way that you do business. There's a lot of little tips that you can take from the event, from speaking to people like AVASK. Take on those tips and make sure you use it in your business, because it can make a big difference. I know it might seem minor at the beginning, but it will make a big difference. And then I guess focus on the new and exciting things. There's so many new emerging markets, emerging marketplaces. There's potential everywhere. So I just want to make sure that the clients are using it. They're making sure they're expanding into those markets that are maybe more untouched, and they're the first ones to go to those markets, and then they can obviously make lots of sales. So hopefully with all that, we can teach you at the event, we can talk at the booth, we can talk afterwards, and help you in your business.
Excellent. And it's something important you mentioned, new markets. People are sometimes worried about entering new markets because it's something new, but I do say that, and a few colleagues of mine from this industry mentioned that try something different that others are not doing. Get a real assistance from professionals and do it, because other people are not doing this, so you have a better chance to succeed, whether it's a marketplace or some other different way of doing things. So that's very important. And I'm glad you've mentioned that, because that's a good thing. You mentioned also about the expansion. There will be quite a lot of topics at the conference considering expansion from different angles, and I'm also focusing on that and using this information that you're gonna provide. So something that is important to mention to people, first of all, they should take notes, and we will provide you with a pen and paper to make sure you will be taking notes. Another thing is everyone will be given when the conference finishes, then we'll provide all the recordings of every speech that was taking place. So you can then rewatch it at home, refresh information, and make a plan for expansion, make plan for implementation of those tips. For people who are worried about the language barrier, which I hope it's not going to be an issue, we will later provide recordings with translations, especially to Polish, Russian, because we have quite strong Eastern community, and all the conferences being held in English. I just want to mention to people as well, it's important that we will be helping with language as well. I will have people who will be wandering around and translating and helping out, especially at the expert roundtables, from English to Polish and also from Polish, Russian, Ukrainian, English. So in case anyone is worried, then we will be helping out. And all the terminology and Amazon and that sort of things we all know usually use in English, so it's sometimes difficult to translate as well. Natalia, I'm so glad that you gave me so much information today. Obviously, it's a little tiny bit for the beginning, and there will be plenty of opportunity to talk at the conference. So there is the space is limited. I want to make sure that people get tickets before. Here is a link for the conference. You can also find it on our website, globalsellers.pro, under events. And the link is provided here. Link will be below this video as well. So make sure you go for it sooner rather than later, because tickets are selling fast. It's our third conference and all of them has been really successful so far. Second conference for AVASK to attend. And so it will be amazing to see you there. Natalia, thank you so much for your interview today. It's been a pleasure, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see you at the stage.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.